there is an art and a science of cross-examination. I have been a prosecutor, so I've learned a little bit how to do it.
Right.
And you have to think through the answers. As we say in the trial profession, it really takes immense preparation and practice to make it look spontaneous. And you have to be prepared for the answers that are going to come. He also said, by the way, in response to a question about his having said his top accomplishment was the pardons for the January 6th rioters. And the kind of contrived and confused, frankly, disingenuous answers that he gave.
He gave a lot of those.
A lot of them. And I think Republican colleagues ought to be as dismayed as we were, because he gave the same kind of answers to John Cornyn. And, just to put all this in perspective, because there may be some folks out there who are saying, the president deserves a lawyer, right? He should have his own lawyer. Well, he does have his own lawyer. It's called the White House Counsel. The Department of Justice lawyer is supposed to represent the people of the United States. And what he has done is to degrade and demean the Department of Justice. So a lot of lawyers are leaving. Others don't want to go into the Department of Justice. It is the most profound damage and destruction to our system of justice. And your point about the attack on judges, for the Attorney General of the United States to attack the judiciary, the federal judiciary, when its credibility and its trust in the American people is the source of its power. It doesn't have any armies or police forces. It depends on people trusting it. And just to finish the point, Todd Blanche himself has been referred for disciplinary action by the Florida judge who ruled in Trump's slush fund and tax immunity case that Todd Blanche himself had misled the court. And he could be disbarred as a result of that referral for investigation and disciplinary action to the New York bar.
That'd be something.
Well, wouldn't it, Lou?
It's interesting you brought up John Cornyn, because he's someone who is very instrumental in this, because he is someone who lost his seat. So he very well could vote against Blanche and face no ramifications for it. Repercussions, I should say, excuse me. But I want to talk about a line of questioning that Amy Klobuchar and Senator Welch did about federal agents in polling places. Can we play Senator Klobuchar, please?
Will you commit to following clear federal law and not deploying federal agents to polling locations?
I will commit to following the law, Senator, of course.
Okay,
yes.
But does that include not deploying federal agents to polling places?
I will absolutely follow the law no matter what it includes. So, yes. We're not targeting reporters. They're material witnesses, just like a reporter would be a material witness to a car crash. Yeah, they are witnesses. And so...
And the question you want to ask them is, who were their sources? That goes to the heart of the First Amendment.
No, the question we want to ask them is, who provided them with classified national security information?
A lot of clever wordplay there from Todd Blanche. But Senator Blumenthal, are you concerned about his answer regarding federal agents at polling places, something that this administration has mentioned as a possibility in November?
Those answers concerned me as much as any that he gave, because what they indicate is that he is thinking and preparing to use some kind of federal agents, ICE or FBI, at the polls, potentially to intimidate people and suppress the vote. Clearly, that is part of Donald Trump's agenda for voter suppression. And we've seen it, previewed in his demand for voter rolls so he can purge them, his intimidation of poll workers so he can discourage them from doing their jobs, his sending people to Fulton County in Georgia so he can revive and regurgitate these baseless claims about election interference. He is seeking to undermine trust in the vote and the vote count. So I think what Todd Blanche is doing is essentially acting as his henchman, his consigliere. in this plot to suppress the vote and potentially undermine the count.